Hey guys, today we're gonna look at a 2010 Honda Odyssey. I suspect that there's a hub assembly or problem with the wheel, because it's making a lot of humming and howling sound as you drive faster, around maybe like 30-40 miles on the road. So we're gonna see if whether this is on the left side of the wheel or on the right side. So after we take it apart, we're gonna take a look at it, and then we'll determine which problem it is. Okay, I have jacked up the 2010 Honda Odyssey. I put up another jack for safety in the back. So I'm going to spin this wheel. I'm not sure if you could hear it. It spins pretty freely, but I do hear some scratching noise in the background when you spin it. But I don't know if it's serious enough that this might be a bearing or hub assembly problem. So we're going to do some tests to make sure that this is the case or this is not the case. Okay, so we're going to do some tests by shaking it back and forth to see if there's any loose or give way. This one I can see it's not doing anything. So this you have to be careful, because you're going to be putting your hand underneath the wheel. So that's why I put up the extra jack for precaution. And I don't hear much. It seems pretty stable. And you can hear again this slight scratching noise, but I don't think it's serious enough to cause the problem. Humming, the brrr sound. I'm driving 30-40 miles an hour on the highway or on the road. Seems pretty solid. So I'm going to now check the passenger side and see if we hear the same problem or feel the same kind of vibration or sound as we turn the wheel. Similar sound. I don't know if you can hear it. So I'm going to bring the camera closer so you can hear this. Definitely some kind of scratching. Shake it. I'm hearing slight vibration noise. I don't know if you can hear that. You hear that? So I think this might be the one that is bad, going bad. So I'm gonna go back and double check and make sure that this is the one that's going bad. Hey guys, so I decided to take out the rear passenger side wheel and try to see if I could inspect the hub assembly, because the scratching noise could be caused by, you know, the brake pad rubbing against the rotor. But if we take out the rotor and the brake pad and turn the wheel, it shouldn't have any noise. But if it does, then that means the bearing of the hub assembly is probably going bad. So we're gonna first take out the two screws, as you can see from here and here, to release the hub, the brake, you know, the entire brake pad hub on the rear wheel. But I'm trying to see if I could remove the whole brake assembly by removing the caliper, brake caliper, and take out the roller together in one piece. so I don't have to take out the brake pad and the caliper in separate steps. So we'll see if that works out fine or not. If it does, then that will be great. If not, then we'll have to go back to the second step, which we need to remove the brake pad and the caliper separately. Okay, so I'm gonna start doing that. And to do this, if you look in the back, there's two, hopefully you can see it, there's two 19mm on the top here and on the bottom over here, which you need to, you know, loosen. So I'm gonna do that, and then once I did that, I'm gonna see if I could remove the entire brake roller and the caliper together in one piece. That way we don't have to take out the brake pad separately. Okay, so see you in a bit once I start moving that. Okay, thanks. Sorry about the misinformation. Before I said there was a two 19mm holding the caliper bracket. It seems that for the 2010 Honda Odyssey, it's a 17mm. So that's what I'm using. So here we go with the removal of the 17mm. I already loosened it with a long bracket wrench, so now I'm just manually, you know, taking out the bolt. As you can see, you know, these are the two bolts. I actually took this apart before, and I put Loctite on it, the blue Loctite, so that, you know, this thing wouldn't come loose. As you can see, there's a slight blue, you know, coloration on the thread. So I'm gonna, you know, do that again later when I put it back together. Okay. Done right now is I have taken a bucket and put it next to the brake caliper, so I could take this piece out and then rest it on it, so it doesn't strain the brake hose. That way it has a place to sit. Nice and easy like that, as you can see. So this is a good way of doing that, as you can see. So that way you have the brake caliper and the pad here, and we're ready to remove the brake roller, and it should come out rather easy because the time that I installed this, I actually put on some anti-seize or grease, so that it will come out nice and easy, as you can see. Just to shake it a little bit, it will just come out easily. Okay. So now without the brake pad and the brake in it, I can turn this, but it doesn't turn smooth. I don't know if you could hear the grinding noise. Can you hear that? And there's some ticking noise too as you turn. You hear the noise again? Sorry about the background noise. I don't know if you could hear that. You hear that? There's some ticking noise. And it doesn't turn easy, as you can see. It's actually not freely moving. I had to use some force to make it go. So I'm going to take out a new hub assembly and I'm going to try to turn it to let you see if you notice any difference, which based on this I can clearly hear that there's some kind of grinding and ticking noise. Okay, so I'll be right back. I got this Durago. It's a Durago 295-12320 from Amazon, and it's for the rear of the Honda box. Came in kind of a little bit damaged in the shipment, as you can see in the back, and there was a little dent on this round piece over here, which I don't think will affect, you know, the installation or the performance of the hub assembly. Overall, it looks okay. And this is what we're going to be installing, or what I'm going to be installing on this, to replace the hub assembly on my Honda rear wheel, to see if it will fix that humming or howling noise. But before we do that, I'm going to try to make sure this is the right one by testing out, first of all, the wheel locks, to make sure it fits right. And it does fit right, based on what I can see right now. So this should be good to go. So I'm going to put on another one just to protect the threads, just in case if this thing falls on the ground or anything. That way, you know, I wouldn't damage any of the threads on this new one. So that way I don't have the headache of having to get a replacement for this again. You know, this is just for precaution. You don't have to do this, but I'm on the cautious side of things. Just out of precaution, so I'm going to put the nuts on just to protect the threads in the meantime. So now I'm going to try to take out the old hub assembly on my rear to see if it will come out nicely. As you can see, this thing is actually made in China, which I assume that's where everything is made in, but according to the printing on this, you know, is engineered for optimal performance and quality, you know, heat treated, tempered for superior strength and long-lasting performance. And it's 100% tested for precise ABS signaling, ensuring proper brake function. So it should be good. Okay, so hopefully it does what it does, you know, claim on the box. Okay, see you guys later. One other thing I forgot to show you. So with the new hub assembly, as you can see, if you turn it, it doesn't have any sound. No sound. Turns rather smooth. No grinding. No abrasive. No sound whatsoever. You can see this unit comes already assembled, so that's the easiest way to replace this. It has the O-ring and everything in it, so it's just a matter of popping out the old one and putting in the new one. And once again, when you turn it, there's no sound, no abrasion, no scratching, no rubbing against metal. Very smooth turning, no sound whatsoever. The rear passenger side, as you can see, I'm turning this again. Okay, so we're gonna take that out. And by the way, the 4 nuts on the back, as I mentioned, that holds the I don't know if you can see this with the sun. One is over here. It's actually a 17 millimeter instead of a 19 millimeter. So I'm going to take that out. There's one here, and then one on the bottom, and then one on the front, and one in the back near the shock area. So these two is probably more difficult to take out, but I'm going to use a extension ratchet socket to take that out. So hopefully it will come out easy.